What's up, everyone? This is going to be the Senna guide. Senna can either be played as a marksman or an enchanter, in bot lane or support, but right now, mostly support, because she scales off of her passive, which we'll go over here, all of her abilities. Let's start with her basic attack, because we have an entry here, because her basic attack is a little bit different. She blasts her target with a relic cannon, uses a non-projectile beam, dealing 100% AD physical damage and applying on-hit and on-attack effects. This means that the beam can go through Yasuo Wind Wall, and it's not reflected by Mel's W. Really nice not being a projectile. Senna gains less attack speed when she builds attack speed, and her base windup is reduced based on her level, but is only reduced 60% of the expected value given attack speed bonuses. That's some complicated math, pretty confusing. It basically means that you're never going to attack super quick, but you can build attack speed and attack faster, especially as you level up. Let's go into her passive. This is how Senna scales, not really off of gold as much as just getting these souls from Absolution. Senna's basic attacks, on hit, and ability hits against champions apply a stack of mist for 4 seconds. Modify to 3/4 a second if Senna starts winding up a basic attack on them, and limited to once per target per cast. Subsequent hits will collect mist and deal bonus physical damage equal to 1 to 10% based on level of target's current health, rendering the target immune to further mist infliction for a few seconds. The damage applies lifesteal at 100% effectiveness. This weakened soul with the stacks of mist is basically going to help your trading pattern. So if you can target this is the first part of your trading pattern, and if you take Electrocute, that's the second part of your trading pattern. You want to try to proc your weakened soul, steal their soul, steal the mist out of them, collect the mist, and then apply Electrocute if you have that. Enemies that die near Senna may spawn a Mist Wraith from their corpse. A Mist Wraith lasts 8 seconds, and Senna can basic attack or hit it with Piercing Darkness or Dawning Shadow to kill them instantly, granting her 8 gold and collecting their mist. So to get these, you want to be near things that die. So anyone who's clearing a wave or your jungler that's killing the jungle camps, you want to be around so that you can collect mist from things that are dying. Enemy champions and large monsters will always spawn a Mist Wraith. Epic monsters will spawn 2. Minions and lesser monsters that Senna kills have an 8.4 chance to spawn a Mist Wraith. Large minions that Senna does not kill will spawn a Mist Wraith, while lesser minions and lesser monsters that Senna does not kill have a 28% chance to spawn. What's all this mean? It means that you don't really want to use your support item to kill minions if you don't have to, because you're getting just a passive gold, you're getting 8 extra gold, and you're getting a stack of mist. So this 28% chance, this is supposed to balance her out so that she is as good as support as she is as a bot lane farmer. But really, this just makes her much better as support because of the way they tweak these numbers. For each stack of mist, Senna gains bonus attack damage. Every 20 stacks, she also gains attack range and critical strike chance. Additionally, every 1% critical strike chance in excess of 100 is converted to 0.35% lifesteal. So this is how you play the game. This is your mini game, the whole game. You're trying to steal weakened souls, steal the mist from that, and be around enemies that die. And you're going to get a lot of damage, crit chance, and lifesteal. And this is her relic cannon. Senna's basic attacks on hit deal 20% bonus 80 physical damage and grant her a percentage of the target's move speed as bonus movement speed for half a second. This damage applies lifesteal at 100% effectiveness. This is what is going to cause that second trigger for Electrocute and Black Cleaver, right? You're doing your basic attack, but then your passive is hitting them again. You deal another on-hit proc. So it only takes 2 once you have Black Cleaver. Piercing Darkness is her Q. This is your laser. Senna fires a spectral laser in the direction of the target unit, healing herself and allied champions hit and dealing physical damage to enemies hit in the thinner line. Enemies hit are slowed by 15%, scaling with AD and AP for a duration. The damage against champions applies lifesteal at 100% effectiveness. Upon being hit, enemy turrets, wards, jungle plants, mist-wraiths, and any other attack interactive units are considered basic attacked once, while champions and turrets are applied on-hit effects at 100% effectiveness. Piercing Darkness's current cooldown is reduced by 1 second on hit. So this means this is like really useful at shooting people really far away, collecting souls really far away, and if you have anything to auto attack, you can reduce its cooldown. You kind of use it as an auto attack reset, sort of, in between your auto attacks. You just kind of weave it in there. Last Embrace is Senna's W. Senna throws a globule of black mist in the target direction that deals physical damage to the first enemy hit and attaches to them for 1 second. After the duration, or when the target dies, the black mist spreads out of the target, rooting them and surrounding enemies for a few seconds. This is really cool because this is really going to help you peel and follow up ganks, follow up crowd control, chain CC. But also if you throw this at a minion and last hit the minion, it'll instantly root everyone around it. You can also weave this into your normal trading combo after you slow them with your auto attack or your Q, and it'll proc your electrocute. Curse of the Black Mist is Senna's E. Senna surrounds herself with an aura of mist and gains camouflage for a duration. If Senna breaks the camouflage, she regains it after 1 3/4 seconds without performing actions that break stealth. Allied champions who enter Mist Wraith form for the duration equal the aura's remaining duration. Wraith form, this is what the allies get. They gain camouflage. Enemies will have obscured vision of camouflage wraiths moving outside of the mist. Wraith form can be regained if lost by breaking the camouflage after 1 3/4 seconds without performing actions that break stealth. Wraith form immediately ends upon Senna's death. Senna and allies camouflaged by Curse of the Black Mist also gain 20% bonus movement speed. Scaling with AP. What's this for? This is to initiate a chase for a gank or to initiate a runaway for peeling. If your ally's getting targeted, you can just put them in Wraith form, and a lot of the times the enemies just can't hit them back. So you can just kind of walk away out of ganks. Dawning Shadow is Senna's ultimate. Senna fires 2 waves of spectral light in the target direction, granting sight of the area briefly along the path. The center wave deals physical damage to enemy champions hit and reveals them for 3 seconds, as well as hits all mist wraiths. The broad wave grants a shield to Senna and allied champions hit for 3 seconds. That's all the abilities. What order should you level these abilities up in? Let's start there. You can start W if you're going to go for some early cheese ganks or something, but generally speaking, you're just going to start with Q for the lane, and you're going to max Q, W, E. Pretty simple. For matchups, all-in champions or champions that outrange you can all be an issue, or champions that'll roam on you from mid lane. A lot of these assassins will be annoying, or the TP flank enjoyers like Kennen and Gragas and stuff. Once they get down to TPing behind you, they can be pretty annoying also. But everything else you have really good matchups against. Any scaling laners, any kind of defensive melee supports, you have a really good time into. A lot of the enchanters are not a big deal. As for runes, Senna has a lot of options for runes, but I'm a fan of Electrocute for climbing. It's been working out really well. My rune page is Electrocute, Cheap Shot, Deep Ward, Treasure Hunter, and then I take Magical Footwear and Jack of all trades. And I take Adaptive Force, Movement Speed, and Base Health. But if you're really playing for your team, you can go with Summon Airy, or you can go Grasp of the Undying. These aren't going to give you as much damage, but this will help support your team a lot. And Grasp of the Undying is going to give you a little bit of extra health. You can also go Fleet Footwork, but it's really just giving you health you don't really need in lane most of the time. The real thing from your runes that you want to prioritize is solving your mana. So you're going to want Presence of Mind or Mana Flow Band, or you're going to have to build the Mana Mune. It's fine to build the Mana Mune. It's a fine item, but you do need, depending on what you pick, you do need to solve your mana. As always, Second Wind's good versus poke lanes. Bone Plating's good versus hook champions or all-in champions like Leona. There is different setups you could take that's probably better versus high harass lanes and hook lanes, but I've just been using Electrocute basically every game, and Deep Ward is actually feels really good when you get to use it. If you're able to crash waves, this is the most greedy setup you can go, and for climbing it works really well. I'd say always go greedy when you're trying to climb ranks until you get up to like the top, diamond plus at least. Now for items, for climbing, we're basically always going Blood Song and Black Cleaver. You can go a healing support build with Dreammaker and Echoes of Helia. And there might be some matchups where all the champions of the game really put you into a scenario where you just do want to be a healer, but you have a lot more agency when you deal enough damage to play the game rather than just healing your allies. So for climbing, we go damage. For boots, I basically always go swiftness. I don't really see why I would ever go anything else. Just having more move speed on a ranged character like Senna is really great. For our second item, we're usually jumping into a Zeal item to fill out Jack of all trades in Rapid Fire Cannon. But if you're going healing, you can go down into Moonstone Renewer. And your item 4, which is really your third item if you don't count the support item. This is like your keystone or your capstone. If you haven't solved your mana issues, you need to finish your Mana Mune. You should have bought the tier early on, the tier of the goddess. You should buy this early on. If you absolutely need to cut healing, you can go with an Executioner's Calling. But if you've solved your mana issues, then this is where you pick up Infinity Edge for damage or Dawn Core for healing. These are your third item capstone slots. And if you haven't picked those up here and you had to pick up the Mana Mune, then you would pick them up in item 5. But if you already have these, you can go with some more interesting items. Like you can go into the heal cut, the shield breaking. I would say maybe Phantom Dancer if you have a different build. And if you're healing, just picking up Ardent Censer, because this will give you attack speed also, and that'll help you reduce your cooldown on your Q so you can heal more. You have a couple different builds you can go, but for climbing, it's just Blood Song, Cleaver, Rapid Fire Cannon, Mana Mune, because I don't take a Mana Rune, and then Infinity Edge, because I'm going into the Domination tree with Inspiration Secondary. Pretty greedy, but works out well. Our Powerspike is at 2 items. So in most matchups, you're not going to see a real punishing advantage unless you're much better than your opponent in this first stage of the game. And that's fine to go even. If you're going even here, that's okay. You kind of do want to be ahead though. Usually I'm ahead about 600 or 700 gold before I even get to 15 minutes. Just by outspacing them in the lane because you have such long range. So I'm actually up here, but eventually you're going to fight really good opponents who are going to punish your early game really well. And that means you're going to scrape by and try to go even up until you get 2 items, and then you can play the game with your team. Once you're on Black Cleaver, Rapid Fire Cannon, you can snipe people, reduce their armor from really far away, or you can do Echoes of Helia at Moonstone, and then you have like a significant amount of healing for your whole team. They only comes online at about 20 minutes, so just be wary that there's going to be some matchups where like a Thresh can just kind of keep you at your tower. Elise, Zyra, these guys can just kind of keep you at your tower. There's not a lot you can do about it, especially if, both of your opponents are really good and your teammate's not very good. So, sometimes you get put in that situation where you actually have to follow this curve and play it out correctly. But really always try to test your opponents because, like I said, most of the time you can get a gold advantage early on just because they're afraid of getting shot by your extreme range. So that's about it. Let's get into the games and I'll go over more there. Okay, we're just going to give up this. Obviously, Rell's in the bush there. Now I'm just trying to get as much damage and get the electrocute on Kaisa. Hitting Rell with her Aftershock up is going to be useless. Really have to try to shoot Kaisa. When they're shoving in the wave like this, you want to slow down the push as much as you can. And you can use your Piercing Darkness to grab your mist. You just want to wiggle right out of the range of the Rell and you can ward the bush and that'll push her back a little bit so she can't just take full control of the bush. Now you're going to have a bad time. And if they go on him again, he's just dead, yeah. We're going to try to stack up the tier if we can afford it. Or just stack up our Jack of all trade stacks. The bot mid lane are going a little too deep here, and they're probably both in kill range. But this is great for us. Now we're in lane. We just bought, And we had the mid and bot laner trade a lot of their health out. A lot of heavy trading. So we have a pretty commanding position here. We just don't have any wards for the Graves. So you definitely don't want to push a wave when you don't have a ward ready. Now the Yasuo's going to go in here. He's got his passive shield ready. There's Aftershock. And Aftershock's gone. And she's dead. And the Kai'Sa walked up too close also. That was pretty good. Level 5 kill. You know, our only combat stat there was a longsword. Or, you know, you can grab a plate here. Now make sure you base. You don't have to kill the whole plate. The minions will do that. You'll still get the gold. Base early. Reset. Spend your gold. We buy the glowing moat here so we can stack up the... Oh, yeah. So we can stack up the Jack of all trades. And we go into the Phage. So we still have a space in our inventory for our boots when they come online. So they're all collapsing on us down here in the bot lane as we shove in the wave. And we see Rell, and we see Graves. And we start to run. And we see Kai'Sa, and now our Zack's in position. And now we're going to try to get a big ult here on their weak targets. Follow it up with a root on Graves. And that's 2 for Zack's passive. Pretty good. If you can predict when your teammate's going to go in, you'll be able to sync up more. And Zack's going to jump right onto him here. Right under the tower. And they do indeed get Kai'Sa. And I'm going to follow up with the Rell kill. So as we're coming back into lane, I'm looking around the map. Me and Yasuo both have our items, and neither of the enemy bot laners do. And Yasuo goes all in on the Kai'Sa here, hits his ultimate, and it's pretty much game over. Nice. Yasuo takes the bot tower. We can just leave him down there alone. They all try to go on me. They do kill the mid laner, but they still have to deal with a Yasuo, a Zack, and me, and this is not good for them. Oh, they got Yasuo too. I feel like the Cloud Drake, they should have fought over it since they kind of won the fight. They didn't want to go up against me and Zack. Yasuo's back here on the respawn. After doing the dragon, Yasuo's coming out of base. He's pretty strong. The Zack decides to go in a little bit early, but he starts the fight. He's got his passive. And we're just buying time, and we bait him right into the Yasuo. Get him with the double root into the double Yasuo ultimate. Don't let the Graves walk away. Oh, fuck. Pretty good fight. Now, with Zeal, we have fully stacked Jack of all trades. Get an even deeper ward here. Kai'Sa's a little out of position. Probably didn't even have to ult that. We stole Atakahn. And I get a nice ult off there on 2 people. And I'm just gonna get all those flowers. We're at 41 flowers, petals, rose petals, blood flowers, whatever they are. Nice Atakahn steal. And now here I'm just gonna focus down Victor. But I don't want to tank very bad. Yeah, so as soon as I start tanking, I'm out of here. I mean, I know they're all gonna just dive and die, so I'm not tanking that. And we do a pretty gross amount of damage. If only the W hit there. I don't know if this is the play. Oh, I'm playing for the fight here. I don't really care about the Drake, but he also does steal it. We're able to get vision control here and just barely pick off the Kai'Sa. Great, she was running back for that mid wave right into my huge range. Got her. I just keep forcing Rell back. Try and contain him. We're doing a good job here of holding mid lane by ourselves. We're not being too aggressive to get baited. And then we bait them back into our team. Our Ws are going a little wide this game, but that's okay. Zach flashes in. This is good. Little dive action near the end of the game. Now we're on a timer to when they respawn. If we can keep picking them, we can keep fighting and maybe end the game. Got a nice electrocute proc on that guy. That's the end of the game. 9-1 and 18. Not bad at all. Second amount of damage in the game behind the Tryndamere. And we also did a bunch of healing and shielding. So pretty useful. This game was kind of a story of knowing how to play with a melee bot laner and kind of tempering your aggression when you're alone. Huge bounty on me too. Okie doke. We're back. We got Nyla Senna versus Kai'Sa Blitzcrank. It's going to be a bit of a messy lane. Hopefully we can clean it up. Yeah, we don't see anybody over there. In a position behind our Pantheon and
So
Echo
level
here.
1, if your team's going to stack, you might want to start W for the root, or you can start Q for the lane. I get quite a bit of damage out of the Q here, proccing the electrocute on Diana. But we do end up just getting the kill on the Blitzcrank. I don't know why he flashed over like that.
Oh, we need a ward over here. We don't have it. Okay, I got the soul. We're chilling. Let's get out of here. He actually hits that. Well, I can't walk up anymore. Can't really do anything. After I blow my flash in lane, I got hooked, and that, it's a bad spot to be. But if the Blitzcrank walks into the wave like this, you're pretty safe just to chase him down. The Nyla takes an unfortunate tower shot. Oh, he took the tower shot. That's weird. Oh, nice. We got our third kill. Team was at one shot. Okay, here we have to flash the hook. Blitz is doing a really good job with the hook here. Want to get our good ward in. And Nyla gets hooked under the tower, but we have ult, so we are able to trade. We have Echo, heal him to speed him up, and he ults out, and we execute. That's perfectly okay. If you're gonna die, that's the way to do it. Guess let's chill. Diana's low. Let's hook down. Oh, Diana's top and hook's down. I hit the Kai'Sa here with the W, but we can't go in. They're too close to the tower. Good poke here, though. Lots of free auto attacks on him, making up for the range disadvantage of our teammate. There's ult for the damage. Clean up the kill. Blitz trades out on the Nyla. It's pretty messy, but this is what you kind of want.
We'll take it.
If you're trying to climb solo queue, you want all the gold on yourself. Gonna go in with our jungler here. Ooh, they're getting dumpstered.
Heaven's gone. For now.
An ally has been slain.
Make sure we don't get jumped on by Diana. Heal to speed him out, and he gets a good ult. Our Pantheon's a little slow to the run. We are able to get a lot of damage off on Yone. And we trade off an assist for our mid laner. Still stacking up the gold. We got our black Cleaver spike.
Let's fucking go after this guy.
Something real old.
Maybe able to pick off the top lane kill there. Now we're pretty strong here with Zeal in our back pocket.
Mankind's absolution is earned.
One of the basic tricks I use as support is just going to different lanes all the time. I want to be everywhere. I always just want to look for fights that are in my favor. If I can 3-on-1 this guy and steal the kill, shit, I'm on it.
Fuck yeah.
Now,
Has been slain.
I'll raise more hell.
Cut off the Yasuo there, feed him to our Echo.
Why, yes, I am an extremely good shot.
Just trying to peel out our Nyla. We got a good flash over the wall there, keep us safe. If we play this slow, wait for our team to show up, we'll kill everybody. Just want to keep doing damage when you're safe.
This guy is kind of bad.
You can pick people off with your slows really easy. People don't expect it. You get your movement speed stolen just whenever Senna hits you. Everything is slowing.
Absolution is earned by the
As
barrel
this game,
of
I'm
the
still going Phantom Dancer. I mean, I'm pretty freaking strong right now.
I don't even want to challenge that. Pretty sus.
We're at 26 minutes. These are the fights that decide the game. And this Blitzcrank is just stunned forever. As you play more Senna, you get used to collecting more souls when you ain't got nothing else to do. And whenever anybody walks in the wrong spot, it's just such an easy pick. You just slow them, root them, follow up the damage.
The West has changed. Let's see how much fight it's got in it.
Speed up your team with your E.
Oh, we got most of them. Oh, flash for 20 seconds. I'm not gonna start it yet. I set up an easy Baron here. Full vision, they got 2 inhibs down. Time to close it out. Pretty good. We're on 3 items. Follow up the Nyla all-in. That Phantom Dancer attack speed goes crazy. And that's game. I say this one, the biggest problem is just knowing how to play against the Blitzcrank hooks in lane. Yeah, we're kind of doing it to him. You've got to really get him to waste that hook cooldown. And if he's blowing your flash, you know, it really leaves you vulnerable. And I was really vulnerable this game, that flash. Luckily I had a short range 80 carry that could kind of tank for me. Okay, we got another Lux matchup we're going to try to beat. And I switched my Trinket rune to get more sweep rewards for Shaco. Lux is another hard matchup for Senna because we're outranged, and you really want to have the mindset here of dodging their attacks and then going in when they have no cooldowns. But here we're slightly towards our minion wave, so we can trade our roots with each other, and we're going to win that. When you're going to flash W, try to W first. You can get it to come out right as you flash. Goofball. Here the enemy team is split up. We're able to do 2 1v1s. Always make sure to try to peel your teammate out just in case you can get more.
The West has changed.
Oh, I'm dead.
See how much fight it's got in it. Kick up those boots. And hell roll. We'll see about that.
Now I have heal. So I'm just gonna bait under the tower and wait for them to all in me. And then just heal before I die and I should win. As they misjudge the damage they need to do.
Nobody bet on you. That's right. I saved.
After Lux is so strong even when she's died 3 times. This Nivea is getting dumpstered. When you come off base a lot of times, just look mid, especially if you have a kill lane like LeBlanc. You'll be able to pick up some extra gold there. That makes LeBlanc a lot easier to play when she's got all that gold. No! This dude is a joke. Now you do have a lot of pick potential. All you really need to do here is land 1 W when a squishy side laner is sitting under tower.
A monumental gun for a monumental task.
W lands, we script the tower, reset aggro, full combo. They go on LeBlanc in the river. Gives Nyla a way to go in, and we're just going to follow up from behind. Now, once you have control of mid, it's easy just to rotate into the river here. Their jungler's trying to fight for something he can't fight for. So make sure to punish that. And again, 1 W on Zeri. He is death.
I don't even have to ult that. I actually got her.
Before I went to hell.
Here though. Here Zeri kind of goes in deep into our team for no reason, gets herself killed. And here their jungler just walks up and face checks me. Even though I'm pretty sure he saw me. Now this is the key sidestep, the characters that outrange you, and then all in them. After that Q misses, it's a good sign just to go all in.
What my reps are lack of fanfare.
Now you don't want to walk into their jungle alone, but when you got a lot of your teammates around, it can be good. You just got to count heads on the mini-map. See how many people they're bringing to bear. Here I'm trying to keep Anivia out of the fight while everybody fights Mordekaiser. Again, watch the Lux Q. As soon as that misses, I go in for my W. Here for the LeBlanc all in. And a key thing I didn't mention much that I'll mention here is that spacing is super important. You are a ranged character. Yep, got him. You've got to keep an eye out for all the abilities that can CC you or jump on you, so you don't really ever want to get engaged on. Especially when you don't have summoners up. But as soon as your team goes in and dives, that's your go sign. If somebody else is tanking, go in there, do your damage. That was pretty stomp. Check out the other playlists on the channel. I have League of Legends guides, focusing on the support role, a Path of Exile 2 playthrough from the perspective of a cold sorceress, some videos on my Witcher 3 playthrough, and I'm designing my own tabletop RPG setting and adventure in Drawsteel, a game based on 4th edition Dungeons & Dragons. Catch you on the next one!